I'm Hana.
And I'm Georgia.
And you're listening to
Film Picnic. We begin with a land acknowledgement, as we always do. We begin, as always, by acknowledging that Film Picnic is recorded on the ancestral lands of the Musqueam people. This land is referred to as unceded territory, as it was not given up freely, and it continues to be home for the indigenous communities from which it is stolen.
It is with immense privilege that we talk into these microphones and share our stories, as stories have been shared for generations before us on this land. We hope that Film Picnic can be a space for shared accountability, knowledge sharing, and reconciliation.
This always was and always will be Indigenous land. That was crazy.
Thank you, Georgia.
Today, what? Sorry. Oh, that
was
loud.
a lot.
Very, very special day. I'm so excited to be here with our guest today. I'm going to go ahead and read this intro, and you can just sit there and blush a little bit. Are you ready?
There's an intro.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Our guest today is a dynamic filmmaker who recently graduated from UBC's film production program and is heading to UCLA
Woo!
This fall for her master's in producing. Her journey began uniquely from creating some viral Monster High doll videos on YouTube as a young creator to being inspired by her industry veteran father, ultimately developing her own distinctive voice as a producer. She's demonstrated remarkable range, serving as creative lead for UBC's 30-plus year persistence of vision film.
The 34th, to be specific.
The 34th, specifically, yes. 30-plus year Persistence of Vision Film Festival. She's also produced acclaimed shorts, including Chrome with Joshua Bradley Garrido, and also a recent Man project with Queen Nushi Sharma. Also working as a DOP on Hana's thesis film, Drinking Licorice at Night. Beyond her creative work, she's become passionate about advocating for Onset wellness practices. She brings fresh energy and perspective to every project that she touches. Welcome to the picnic, Stella Merkel.
You were right. I was blushing. I was like, the Monster High drop was crazy. You did
Crazy lore.
You did your research there.
I should have added Labubu enthusiast.
Are you a Labubu enthusiast at the moment?
Okay.
Do you have a Labubu? Be honest.
No. I saw one for the first time in person at Georgia and I's shared place of work, Chewy's Chicken and Biscuit
Had
Co.
to announce it right
We
away.
had to announce it right away. And I saw two in the same day. And
Wow.
I don't have one myself, but my Instagram.
You're an enthusiast.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, my reels have been infiltrated with it. But anyways, that's a whole other story.
I have so many other questions on that.
I feel like that's definitely going to contextualize this. You know how sometimes there's films that are like timeless or media that's timeless? This, mentioning Labubu right
this
now,
is like-
is grounding it in 2025f, specifically July 2025.
Yeah, this is
Let's
the
just
zeitgeist of the time.
Dubai chocolate.
Matcha Moonbeam ice cream.
Dancing at the movies. Anyway.
Also, thank you for that lovely intro. That was so kind.
Stella, no.
I was like,
Genuinely, thank you so much for being here.
thank you for asking me to be here. Like, I remember being in 104, like watching
That's
you.
a film production class.
Yes, film production class.
Oh,
And
sorry, like room.
room
Not relevant.
in
but
the
anyway.
Fipper building at UBC campus.
With asbestos?
Yeah.
Shout out the asbestos. But I just remember like seeing this idea on your laptop. We'd be like in class and you'd be like typing away, just planning
me
all of
just
this.
be doing film picnic stuff in class every single day. Now I'm in a program that doesn't allow me to have any like technology in front of me while I'm in
Yeah.
class, so I unfortunately cannot be answering emails.
Screens down.
It literally.
For real.
One of my profs actually kicked someone out on Friday of the classroom because he had his computer up.
Damn.
Anyway, before we dive into questions, I just want to contextualize.
Let's contextualize Stella.
Yeah.
Stella Merkel.
Do it, baby.
In the world. Just a bestie. A bestie, a long time bestie. Stella, like, known you since day one of film production. I remember us in our Fipper 101 class. I'm so sorry, I don't remember the professor's name.
Awesome, though.
Yeah.
Whoever you may be.
Yeah. And just like every single project that I touched at UBC, Stella also touched at UBC. And vice versa, and I think that's just so special, and it's so perfect to have her here now before she sets off to spread her wings in another country.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Just crazy.
Also, the first project, you were Sticks of Our House involved, yes?
correct.
Penny,
Yeah.
first project that
AD.
you and I were involved on together.
True.
I mean, well, first project that
That's
I got involved.
true.
First Fipper project I think I was on.
Costume, right? You did
Yeah.
costume for it. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
It's crazy to
Yay.
see how like at least with UBC but also film production, it, like all of it is just like a very large web, and then it extends outwards and brings us all back together, and just to be in this shared space with you guys, to kind of be in an area that you built on your own is so cool, and to see it from like conception to now is just like, it's so crazy to just be sitting here, so it's very cool.
Yay.
We at the picnic.
Aw.
Picnic.
we do
Crying.
be
Y'all, it is also, can we announce, it's early in the morning.
It's really
It's
early in the
this might be
morning.
the earliest we've ever done an ep, which is
Really?
fun, which is cool and good, and
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
maybe.
Probably.
Neither
I don't
here
think
nor
we've
there.
done any earlier.
we'll take it as a first though. I like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna go chronologically here. We're gonna start by talking about your YouTube virality at a young age.
I said, Georgia, we have to discuss the Monster High. Is it Monster High?
Correct, yeah.
How did you know it was Monster High? Did I specify
I
or
do
you found
research.
them? Okay.
I'm doing
I literally
research,
was
girl.
like, Georgia, you need to find these viral videos. And Georgia found them.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I don't know. Did you?
you were well.
Well, a lot of them were privated, but
My research methods are
Okay.
secret.
That's wild.
Why?
why?
Why and
Who,
what did that early viral success teach you? Did that inspire you? Was that like the flame under you for the rest of your life, or was it just a silly random thing that happened?
the rest of your life?
So I guess for like a little bit of context, like I used to just like I think I had like one of my dad's old like Canon DSLRs that I just picked up one day,
Yeah.
and I just over the years amassed just like a very large doll collection.
Same.
It just kind of just happened. It just happened. And I guess at the time of my life that I was in, maybe like 9 or 10, I just really needed a creative outlet of some sorts just to kind of like deal with the woes of life at the time.
Yeah.
And I guess it just was like a form of expression for it. And when these videos kind of like caught traction, I really didn't understand what it meant. Like I think they in total got 100,000 views,
Which is crazy for that type of YouTube.
I know.
But I would like watch that content. Like I loved watching people play with dolls, or like I did like stop motion videos with my dolls. Or, like, those like mermaid videos that were popular at the time.
No, that's what gave me life at the time. I was like, I mean, I guess
Georgia
like
doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Well, you know what I was
the
just
mermaid
thinking?
skits. Is it just me? No.
I don't know if I've seen mermaid videos, but I was thinking Katy Perry had music videos that were made with Barbie dolls that I really loved. But then
the
I was
remakes.
Like, yeah, it was like You're So Gay and like another one. But then I was like, I was definitely way too young to be watching that. Whatever. Neither here nor there.
Unrestricted internet access.
I watched Ted at 9, so
well, there you go.
With permission.
And here we are.
I mean, I guess it was just like a form of creative expression. However, it didn't like, I think it just kind of gave me a sense of knowing that, oh, you can just have fun on the internet and just like express yourself without actually being on camera. And it was, I don't know, I feel like it was just the first time where I was like, oh, people do this for like work. I can do this outside of my bedroom.
Make videos.
I can make videos, but in like a more professional context. Crazy.
Can I say, I feel like you operating a DSLR camera at that age, I don't know. I'm like, sometimes I struggle with my iPhone. Sometimes I have a hard time. Yeah.
Well,
like,
I mean, I did it, but also my dad was there to help because he just like, he works with cameras and all that.
Shout out Tim, cinematographer.
Tim Merkel. Tim Merkel. He was a Steadicam operator for 20 years, and then he switched over to standard camera operating, and he still does it to this day. So.
Is Steadicam like worse on the back?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that, yeah.
Because it's kind of like, it's like attached like at your hips, and then it's like to give you more like steady control over it, but it's very bad for your hips.
I was watching him use the Steadicam in May, and I was like, oh my, well, they have to have someone constantly next to you to like relieve the pressure. As soon as you're not filming, you like kind of hand it off, but then it's like, I can see how if you're doing that for like years and years and years, there'd be times where you're like, like you, Missy, who wouldn't ask for relief on set and would just hold the camera because you're like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah. I think I just was trying to like work on my endurance a little bit. I was like, I can do it, guys. It's fine.
Your whole body with.
Yeah, exactly. But we had the good quality one, so it was like, it was
Shout out
decent.
Panavision.
Thank you, Panavision. We love you here.
Yeah.
Was it like a cinematic household? Were you surrounded by movies growing up, and was there a lot of that just because of your dad's job?
Yeah. It was like, I was very fortunate when I was younger. I was able to join my dad to go to work sometimes, so I'd kind of get to like.
That's so cool.
Yeah, there's pictures somewhere on his Facebook of like me like doing the slate and stuff like that when I'm like just the baby.
It would bring me so much joy to be on set, and then someone's like kid who's well behaved is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Like, so
behaved.
cute. Well behaved.
Emphasis
key,
on well
But
behaved.
like so cute if they're like holding the slate and like
Mhm.
you know.
It was such a formative experience just to like it didn't feel real almost, you know, because it was just like very unconventional from what my friends' families did for work. That it
Yeah.
just felt like its own zone in a way. But movies were a very big thing in our house growing up, and my dad, we didn't grow up religious or anything. I don't know if we talk about religion on Film
We can
Picnic.
talk about religion.
about it.
Let's talk about
We
it.
can
Talk about it.
But I did not grow up religious like at all. Not just because that wasn't a component of my life. But as a joke, my dad would always my dad would call the theater church, because that was like our church, and he'd
That's
be like,
iconic.
yeah, and he'd be like, do you want to go to church? And that was like, do you want to go see a movie? Basically was code for that. And we'd
Whoa.
go to the movies every
Dang.
weekend.
I
Yeah.
love that.
And we still call it that to this day. It's like that's our church, because it's just like the baseline of both of our
I'm
lives.
gonna start using that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out Tim for that. That's amazing.
I will. Yeah.
Also, just like instilling that love for cinema in
Yep.
you young,
Mhm.
and like for me, since I could remember, I always looked up to my dad and was like, I want to do what you're doing when you grow up. And I
Exactly.
feel like I'm doing that in my very own way because I'm not an economist and
Right.
you know, but like doing business and all of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Do you feel that seeing your dad in film and like all of that, like how much did you look up to him in that way?
I mean, I think it's him and I have kind of been, the two of us have been really tag teaming life for like this whole experience. It's really been the two of us for most of my life. So I feel like being with him all the time was kind of like an interesting way to kind of integrate myself into his own routines and to kind of watch what he does. And I feel like I've always looked up to him a lot. So if I can be a half a person that he is, then I've done something right. So
Wow,
Yeah.
Tim, I hope you see this.
I hope
Well, he
so,
will.
too.
He will. He will.
Tim, I hope you're crying right now.
No, I don't. I
Happy
hope you're
tears.
not.
Happy
Yeah.
tears.
Happy tears, of course. Yeah.
Was there ever an element, because the film industry is rough.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
there ever an element of watching your dad like do the hours on set or anything
Mhm.
like that made you kind of wary of the film industry, or was it all kind of positive?
That's a good concern to bring up, because I would spend as much time with my dad as I could, but there would be many days or weeks where I wouldn't see him for multiple days at a time, because like when he'd be leaving, I'd be asleep, or when he'd come home, I'd be
Yeah.
asleep. So yeah, he'd be gone for like 16 hours a day. So there would be many days where we just like would not cross paths. So I spent a lot of time alone as a kid, being an only child, you know. Yep.
I don't know what that was.
It's okay. It's the moment of I see you.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
moment of I see you.
Yeah.
So
Holding space.
holding space for
at this picnic today.
the only children epidemic.
There we
Um,
go.
But
Have siblings. Yeah, you're not a part of this, Georgia.
oh,
Sorry, that was really mean. I love you.
damn.
Oh my god, I don't know what just came over me. I love and appreciate you.
Love
That
and
was me
appreciate
quoting
you.
myself
Oh.
from the last episode when I interrupted and I said Vancouver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Stella.
Yes.
Yes.
But it was definitely like I saw how exhausted my dad would be at the end of most days when we did happen to cross paths. And that did make me a little bit like, ooh, no. But I feel like the passion amongst all of it really quickly squashed that. 'Cause I'm like, you know what? I think he would always say to me that you're the most lucky if you're doing work that doesn't actually feel like work, and if your
Yeah.
passion can kind of trump the
So
physical
true.
restraints of it, you know. So, and he has always loved what he's done, and I think he found his calling, and it's just nice to know that I've also found mine. So
Oh,
yeah.
beautiful. I will say, I think we'll get more into this as time goes on, but
Mhm.
you're very producing inclined,
Yeah.
which I feel is almost a different kind of exhaustion and stress.
It's mental exhaustion.
Yeah, Hana would know as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not necessarily like the weight of a camera, but the weight of many
of a
of many other
production's
things.
entire budget.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's talk about BFA. Let's talk about UBC.
Oh yeah.
How did you decide what you were going to make for your application video
Oh man.
film?
I love Stella's application video.
So it was, I think when we were submitting our applications, it would have been like just the beginning of COVID or like the first year into COVID. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
I think I shot it during COVID, so it would
Yep.
have been like, yeah, turny.
2020, the year that we all remember.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do we? I don't remember it. I blacked out, honestly. I mean, I remember it, but it's like, what day was what?
And you know, maybe it's better that way.
Yeah.
Well, it
I mean,
it was like you had to submit like a 3-minute. Was it 3 minutes, I think, or a 5
5 minute, which I thought it was 10 until like 2 days before, and then I was like, oh my gosh,
Gotta
let
really-
me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was actually really struggling on what to submit because it was kind of like I'd made a master list of all the universities I wanted to apply to, and then with a UBC's application, it really stumped me. I didn't know what I would submit, but I ended up making it about my mom. I made it about my mom. She passed away in December 2020, and that was like right around the time that I think it was a month before we were supposed to submit everything, and I was still like very confused on what to do and didn't know what story would make the most sense for me to tell. But I realized that the grief I was feeling was kind of the only thing I was really thinking about. So I used like a mixture of like archival footage and like kind of just like did a voiceover of me talking about what I was feeling at the time, and it was just kind of like a honest portrayal of very fresh grief, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what was the golden ticket, I guess. So,
Yeah, very
yeah.
personal and beautiful, and I think
Thank you. Very personal for sure. I really just like vomited into my voice memo and was like, here you go.
But I think that's what applications look for, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, that's application aside, that's beautiful for you to have and
It is
like an
beautiful.
outlet for you to express. But then
Yeah.
also, I think they really like to be able to get to see the filmmaker through the film.
Right, of course. And I think I think for anyone else that like would be applying, I think they want you to be as unfiltered as possible, because I don't think they want you submitting something when you're like trying to be something that you're not. Like they want you as a whole, and
Yeah.
if you can be authentic through that, then that's your way in.
Were you aiming for any, like, you were applying for all film production programs at different universities, or were you like specifically drawn to Vancouver?
Yeah, I think just with everything going on in my life at the time, I was very eager to leave Toronto because I'd only ever lived in Toronto. And
GTFO.
the six, the six indeed. And I
I'm so sorry.
That's
Every time Toronto is said, it's like a compulsion. I say that.
no, and that's okay because it's you know what, that's very
Can you
fair.
speak in a Toronto accent?
I feel like I've lost it. Like I feel like it comes out in like little spurts sometimes, but I feel like there's like, oh, I don't know if I can.
That's
I feel
okay.
like
We
I
can
really-
circle back to that.
Yeah, circle back. Maybe ask
Can
me in
I-
like 20 minutes.
Can I
Yeah.
say Mutual, who has great Toronto accent, or sometimes busts out Toronto slang, Nairi? Sometimes
Oh,
I feel
yes.
I
like
thought you were
Nairi
gonna say
seems-
Sarah, because Sarah.
We have some lovely fellow Toronto friends, and
Yeah.
they can, yes, they do bust out the Toronto accent
Mhm.
sometimes and nail it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
Sorry.
finishing a thought.
Yeah.
You were
Oh,
coming
we
from
totally-
Toronto.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I was coming from Toronto. I'd only lived in like downtown or the GTA my whole life, and I think Vancouver was really at the top of my list. Like UBC was like number one, but I also applied to Concordia, TMU, York as well. and then
TMU.
Toronto Metropolitan University.
formerly Ryerson.
Oh,
But it's-
yeah.
Yeah, it's like right in downtown, but UBC was always like up there because I wanted to GTFO.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. And it's so pretty here.
It's
And it's
beautiful.
so
I love
nice.
Vancouver.
I know it's I feel very fortunate to live here. So it's
Yeah.
it's been a very nice change.
Yeah. How was your trip to? Because jumping around. As we said, Stella's going to UCLA.
Hey.
But you went on a trip recently. To LA, to UCLA.
I
to look at
did.
it. How was it? How long were you there for? What'd you do? What's the vibe? Did Tim go with you?
No, I went by myself.
Oh, that's so nice.
and
What
I'm
the heck am I saying? That's a nice.
I
knew there was gonna be silly language in this. I knew
it's okay. It's just that time of day, you know.
Time.
Yeah.
I went by myself. I'm also unlicensed. I do not have a license or a car. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So that was a very tough place to get around by myself.
Did you
and
lime anywhere?
did I where?
Lime? Like the
Lime?
scooters?
You think that like a verb?
Did I lime? I was like, is this like new like Gen Z slang that I don't know about?
I
like,
limed when I was in LA. It was really scary because you have to do it on the main road.
Of course, yeah. And now I know what you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
I just
Scoopered?
I was there for 2 nights, 3 days solo, and I went to campus, and I actually had a meeting with my program manager while I was down there, and I met her for the first time.
Wait, that's amazing.
Which was
'Cause
really
it's
cool.
a tiny program as well, right?
Yeah. There's their intake is 15 a year, so there's like 30 of us in total. I
Period.
So it's a very a lot of interpersonal relationships that way by having a bit of a
Small.
smaller. Same with
Yeah.
film production, you know, it's like it's still a very intimate size, so it's very easy to get to know everybody and to kind of like have a general basis of who we all are. So
Yeah.
I just explored campus and I went to the bookstore and I kind of attempted to get around downtown LA by myself, but that ended up being very difficult.
It's really challenging
Yeah.
to get you. We spent so much money on Ubers.
No, it
sprawl,
adds up.
the
It adds up.
sprawl
So
of
much
Los
money on
Angeles.
Ubers. Also, we figured out we would like cross-reference both of our phones and have Uber, bless you, Uber open at the same time, and
Mhm.
it would be different prices
Yep.
depending on how much the other person had used Uber that day. If they used it more, it
Whoa.
would cost more.
I did-
Just for your reference.
I didn't know that.
I know.
I did not know that.
So UCLA Masters in Producing, what made UCLA the right choice?
Mhm.
Why get a master's degree in producing at all, just as opposed to direct entry
Sure.
and making things?
I feel like it was the summer between my third and fourth year, so around this time last year, and I was at a bit of a crossroads where I felt like I was ready to kind of close the UBC chapter and was like, okay, we got 1 year left, but after this, like, I need to move on, need to do something else. But I didn't really know if doing school made sense, and like I think moving to the States was never in like my long-term playbook or anything. Like I never actually like that was never a long-term goal of mine. But after doing a lot of research, it just appeared that there weren't really any producing specific programs in Canada. Like that's just not really something that's
Oh, Canada.
offered. Exactly. And the States is really like where it's all at, you know? And LA specifically, I applied in California was because, I mean, LA is one of the birthplaces of film, one of the many birthplaces of film, and it is really the calling land of opportunity. And I think if you're looking to put yourself out there in a new context, that's really like one of the best places to do it.
They have the money.
They got the mulad. And it's just they have a really strong alumni network, and along with that program there's what's the word I'm looking for, there's like tailored mentorship in there as well for like specific areas of producing that you want to go into, as well as mandatory internships that you have to pursue. So
That's
there's
awesome.
there's great ways to get involved with various studios down there. And I think really the main purpose of going down there is that it just opens doors that you maybe would not be able to pursue if you had a master's. But I think, not to say that you
like a master's in something else.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. I mean, not to say that you couldn't still get into those same doorways without it, but you absolutely could. But I think it just is like
It's a different path.
yeah, it's a different path, and it's a bit of a push in a certain direction that really made sense for me. And I just wanted to pursue school, and I had a bit more left in me to keep doing
Yeah.
it. And it very much did feel like a shot in the dark, though. It felt like, just because it was like
Well, I remember you applying. You're like, oh, and I'm like, Stella,
no,
you're gonna.
And I say that only because I actually ended up meeting up with my father's former lover for a lunch, and
Love that. Shout out,
Crazy
mother's
lore.
former lover.
Yes.
Crazy lore.
And at that point, like when it was that summer when I was deciding to apply, it was just like a very like dark period in my life, and I feel like I needed more personal goals to kind of work towards to kind of like keep me motivated. Like not much was really getting me out of bed anymore.
Yeah.
Like it was just a very turbulent time, and she kind of like gave me a little nudge, my father's former lover, and he said, "What are you doing? Like just like you have nothing to lose. Like just send in the application, you know, and
Yeah.
just do it, and you just really do have nothing to lose."
Yeah.
And I say that because for anyone that might be listening that like is a little timid to throw their hat in the ring, like
You never know.
exactly, and you got to have the same faith in yourself that you have for those that you love, and you got to like, I don't know, I feel like you don't
So true.
you don't want to cheat yourself of an opportunity just because of self-doubt, you know.
Yeah.
And I almost didn't do it, but because of that lunch, she was the one that really just said, no, like just try. All you can do is try. What's the worst that they can say, you know?
Yeah.
So
And no one's gonna believe in you more than yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, there are people maybe that are gonna believe in you more than yourself, like your father's former lover at the time. But
Exactly.
in terms of like going for opportunities and stuff, you really have to have that belief in yourself first
Exactly.
before someone else is gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, before they even get to see your application, you have to believe in yourself
Of
to do it.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're a good example of that too. I feel like you be putting yourself out there for opportunities and things, and you're
Well-
just like, allow me to.
Exactly.
But it's great.
Here's my card.
Yeah. The
Well,
card.
what you saying that made me think of like, well, I'm really glad I ended up here. Again, I also didn't have any really intention of ending up in the U.S., but
No,
like Tisch
no.
was always a school that I would look at, and
Mm.
I wish I just applied. Not necessarily saying that I would have gone to New York or whatever, but like I remember the thought process at the time was, I'm not gonna get in, so I'm not gonna apply.
Exactly. And I had that.
What in the world?
I
I got
know.
to like my second year of my film degree and I was like, I totally could have got in if I applied. Not saying that I, again, would have gone, but it's just like, if you have the means to, sometimes it's nice to know,
That
I got into this program, or I'm
yeah.
able to do this, or whatever else.
I am desired here or something.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
And you had application and then interview.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well?
So it was like all of my paperwork that I submitted in November of last year. It was a lot of paperwork.
I
Just
remember.
a lot of
Mhm.
requirements, just a lot of specific things that they needed. And then I think 4 months later, I had an interview invitation in mid-March, and that
4 months later, oh my god.
I know it was like refreshing my email every single day. I was like a paranoid mess.
I love that we are making up words today.
Yeah.
I know. I really like that too.
Necessary.
And yeah, and funny enough, the interview invitation ended up in my spam folder. And had I not checked it that day, it would have expired the next day, like the offer to do the interview. So thank God I checked it when I did. I was like, I should check my spam, and lo and behold,
Wow.
there it was. So yeah, it was.
They should warn people.
Oh, I know.
Email settings. That's crazy.
I know. That was almost my bad. But yeah, it was application and then interview and then decision.
I remember I was sitting. I have a roommate who's also going to UCLA.
Yes.
Shouts Talia Nealis. She for not producing, but I remember we were actually sitting in CiTR,
Mm-hmm.
and she was also like crapping her pants about
Oh.
an interview, or like, you know, she was feeling all the feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember her being like, or maybe you were the one. Somebody told me that you had an interview, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh my
maybe.
gosh, 2 UCLA baddies! Like they're gonna do it." And now you're both going, and that's so
Yeah.
incredible.
No, that interview was actually like the most nervous I've been for anything in my entire life. Like I remember 30 minutes before, I had to like put my phone on Do Not Disturb and just do breathing exercises for 30 minutes because I just was like, everything's gonna be fine. The world is not ending, but it just means that you care, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel it's a very exciting opportunity, and I feel very lucky and privileged to even be able to do it in the first place. So
I'm so excited
Yeah.
for you. You're gonna have the best time.
Thanks,
I have my Yenfei, who actually was the writer of Drinking Licorice at Night, was gonna go to the UK, but now she's switching her gears and is like, I actually kind of want to go to UCLA. And I'm like, well, don't I have someone to introduce you to?
Yes! Let's-
Oh my
It
gosh.
let's-
should be such like a full circle special moment.
that would be very, I mean, considering that we both have like a creative component in,
In
drinking
drinking-
licorice,
yeah.
that would be
Mm.
amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I hope I answered your question on why a master's, but
No, you did.
okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Opportunities, networking,
What kind of
Yeah.
different, you said that they, like, what kind of different producing streams are there in the program?
that is a really good question. I mean, they teach you really, there's like a couple different avenues that they take, but it kind of covers all the basics of like financing, international distribution, entertainment economics. They kind of,
Period.
they have ways to kind of get you in the door for quite a few different types of producing, like television producing,
Yeah.
film producing.
Mm.
Even if you wanted to be like a reality TV producer, I'm sure like they could find a way to like help you out with that,
Whoa.
like because it's very tailored mentorship, right?
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot of money in reality TV, especially in Australia. Just
oh yeah,
that's where a lot they do a lot of reality TV in Australia.
can I go to Australia?
Please, yeah, you can stay with me.
I'm hearing a lot about
Do you
Love
want to?
Island.
I think you should do reality TV producing. Actually, can we
I-
talk about you and Vanderpump Rules for a second?
Yes.
Can I also say Stella is hilarious at work? And I feel like that just bodes well for
Really?
yeah, I think you're hilarious at work, and I
stop.
sometimes I'm like, we just need a camera in here and I'd watch this because
That's so good. I feel like sometimes when I'm being funny, I'm not even like, it's just like me like
It's just you.
in
It's just who you
autopilot. I'm
are.
like, did you bring a coffee to table 7? But yeah, it's also shout out Zach. I feel like we
Yes,
needed
okay, so sorry.
Shout out
brief
Zach.
interruption.
I don't know why I did that.
What insert photo?
of Zach.
Our beautiful
we do
coworker
that.
who is a fan of the pod and
Yes.
is always asking when he's going to be on the pod.
Yeah.
Peace and love to you. Here's your shout out, Stella, and I love you.
Now you're on the pod.
Now you're on.
Now you're on.
You're here in spirit.
Exactly.
Also, so funny and would be great on reality TV.
Oh, absolutely.
Every now and then I question whether I should just do a reality TV show.
Reality TV, like I know to a lot of people it's like very like trashy and just like unethical in some cases, which in some it is. However, it's just I think it's just the most like in most cases unfiltered version of content, and just being able to observe people in their most like
Like you're like Big
their
Brother.
most dramatic states.
yeah, 'cause-
Yeah, true. Heightened.
at least with Vanderpump Rules, like I found it during COVID, and it's just like, I for anyone who hasn't seen it, I absolutely recommend it.
I watched Vanderpump Villa when I was in Kelowna. Like,
yeah,
it's really good.
Vanderpump Rules is a spin-off of Desperate Housewives.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Okay,
yes,
here we go.
It's Lisa
I've been
Vanderpump.
watching Desperate Housewives though. Actually, yesterday. That's a TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
That is a TV
that is
series.
not
All
a
right.
reality show. Just
Okay.
so you know.
Yeah. But yeah, Vanderpump Rules, it's Lisa Vanderpump, who's one of the original Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it's basically just a spin-off of the staff of one of the restaurants that she owns, and it's just like their dynamic as a friend group, and they're all like trying to be musicians and actors and stuff, and they all just are awful to each other, and it's interesting to watch.
Very entertaining.
Yeah.
I will say I took a melodrama seminar for cinema studies degree, and we watched an episode of, it was like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And we were like
Yes.
analyzing it as a piece of melodramatic media, and it was really interesting. It was
I
really
love that
interesting to
one,
think about
too.
reality TV.
Yeah, it's really
Um,
interesting.
I have more questions. Do you
Can
want to
I
toss a
just-
question?
Well, it's not a question. I was just having. I had this moment in the like POV year 33 when we were all standing on stage, but I just had like a That's So Raven moment of like sitting here with you guys, and I'm like,
future.
you're literally going to LA, and I'm so excited for you.
Aw.
And I'm like, I can't imagine a world in which we're not working together. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
like I'm really excited to see where we
that's
continue to go. I
That-
just had to say that.
That's really kind of you to say, because it's been, and I'm also like trying to come to terms with that, like not, I mean, with film production anyways, or at least with like the UBC program, it's very, I don't know, I think the cohort system is such a great way to like meet your best friends, and I really do feel like I've met my best friends like hopefully for life
Yeah.
through this,
Yeah.
and people that I would love to work with like far into adulthood and all that, and it's just weird to have to put like kind of close that chapter and not be able to work with people so directly, but that doesn't mean there's time in the future, you know.
No,
there will be.
Not at all. I'll be seeing you in LA.
Oh, of course. And
Hey.
I'm very excited to kind of see like where we all go and what happens next, because I think we came from a very capable group of people, and it's just so cool to see everyone hone in on their own strengths and
Yeah.
take themselves where they need to go.
Shout out Mungo and his new influencer life. Can we-
What?
Sorry, I just had to.
He-
That's all I'll say.
Is he in, what?
No, I'll show you later.
Okay.
But yeah, Ethan
All
knows
right.
what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
Can
Yeah.
I ask about like, just because the U.S. I guess maybe this is a little more technical and about
Mhm.
producing itself, but
yeah.
you know, I feel like Canada and the US have different funding systems. They have
Yeah.
different, you know, production systems to navigate. Like, I don't know, are you feeling intimidated about like kind of learning and adapting to a new system, or are you like, yes, my skills will transition and it will be easy? Like, what's your take on that?
That's a great question, Georgia. Thank you for asking that.
Georgia has the good questions.
Truth be told, I mean, I think UBC has set us film production students up well. I mean, obviously within a Canadian context, of course. And I don't know, I'm very new to this whole being like somewhat American thing, and as well as like the US, like with just what I know about the industry has all been through a Canadian lens, because that's what my dad's always worked in. So everything I know about it is through that. So I'm very nervous to kind of learn about this new structure. However, I think the program that I'm entering has a very solid foundation to kind of help us take the reins and
Hold your
explore
hands.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. So I am nervous going into it, and I do think that there's a lot for me to learn and a lot of systems to attempt to wrap my head around. But I think there are some skills I feel like I can apply in terms of
I
like
think a lot of skills.
oh.
I think you learned a lot and you've done really, really well. And I
Thanks, man.
think that you just as a human being, and just you as a human being, as a talented producer, and also just as a people person, a lot of the industry and a lot of collaboration is being
Oh,
a people person, and I
right.
think you are gonna thrive.
Oh,
So
thanks, man.
Just saying.
I mean, a lot of, and you're so right though. A lot of producing is obviously like having specific skills to kind of like help the director and the team kind of like, they're the captain and you're like straightening their sails, as like how I like to think of it. But
yeah.
and there's certain skills that you do need for that. But also just being able to like talk to people and like be like a community leader and all that. Like
Yeah.
it does take a lot to really be someone that people can look to for help and for
Yeah.
questions and all that stuff. So it takes a lot. But yeah, to kind of properly answer your question, I'm nervously optimistic about it. Like it's just like it just feels very big right now just because I'm not American or anything, and it's just like a new setting in general. So
will you be able to work when you're there? I guess you'll be on a student visa, study permit.
Yeah, I'm working. I have a job lined up down there. I'm
Period.
I'm TAing a class, so I'll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, like for undergrad?
Yeah, so I'll be a master's TA. But I'm doing
shout out. Period.
I'm TAing an entertainment economics class. So it's for like
that's so cool.
It's for producing, but it's like it's open for undergrads. So like the film undergrads.
Wait, I'm gonna be like, can you send me your notes? Because entertainment economics sounds so interesting.
Yeah.
I just did economics for the first time, and yes, it was hard, but also like really interesting. And my professor did his PhD and did it on like this like via video on demand versus like tangible DVDs and the economics of that. And period.
It's I'm very it's nice to be like I'm going down there and I'll be like an employee of the university, so at least there's some security around that. And I won't have to like but I think if I were to be working down there without that, it would have been like a 20-hour work week like limit or something. Like they cap you at 20 weeks, so or 20 hours per week. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Right. Because we're sleepy. We're not sleepy this morning. It's just early. Sorry, that was sleepy. That was a terrible attempt to transition into a question that uses the word energizing. What aspects of producing energize you the most, and what draws you specifically to producing? Because the UBC Film Production program, you're kind of trying out all these different things.
Of course.
Why producing for you?
Well, I feel like it's one of those programs where it's like you get to try on every shoe until the right one fits. And I went into FIPR, film production, thinking that like I wanted to be a writer and director, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do with my life. I'm so excited. And then I quickly realized that it was something that I still enjoy and still have fun doing, writing and directing, but it's not what energizes me. Like it's not like
same. Yeah, it's like a once a year. Like I want to pour my heart and soul, and then just not do that again for a while.
Exactly. And I realized like as a career, I was like, it just didn't feel like something that would like fully fulfill me. And that's the great thing about film production is that you get to try out different roles. And then when I like had my first producing credit, which was Chrome for Josh, that's kind of when I realized where I was like, shout out Josh, where I was like, wait a second, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. And I think what I love most about it, I mean, obviously is like getting to closely collaborate with people. And I think you can't really have film without community, and I think being able to build community off of this like creative common interest is just like it just is so special. It's such a special pillar of my life, and it's something that just keeps me moving forward. But I think being able to see a project and a concept from conception to completion, like seeing it from start to beginning,
that's what I always say,
from start to beginning, from start to finish is incredibly satisfying. And just being able to like see everything on a page and say, okay, how are we going to make this happen? What do we need to do? What paperwork do I need to fill out? What calls do I need to make? What casting process do we need to go through in order to make this happen? And then when you're sitting in a theater watching it and like seeing all of like the manual labor and like the mental labor that went into it, it's just like it's crazy. Like being at POV that first year when we got to see our projects up there was just like I don't know how to describe the feeling, but I think just being able to help people bring their projects bless you, or
it was a cough, but thank you.
You're welcome. I think just being able to help people that you love and care about bring their babies to deliver their babies is just like
childbirth is difficult, and like as a producer, you're the one leading the charge.
Exactly. And I think it's just that's where I feel like I'm most helpful.
You're
to
the
people.
one pushing.
Yeah, well,
not really.
Analogy is crazy.
I know. We're going down, but I think I've been very lucky to kind of work with the people that I have been. And
can we hear about Nushi? Can we hear about the MAM project?
Yeah. Wait, I want to talk about that after the break.
Okay.
Sorry, not to, but I just feel like let's talk about projects specific.
Okay, great.
Once we have had a coffee in our system.
Hana really wants coffee.
I really want a coffee.
Stop talking about coffee.
I will not stop talking about
We still have
coffee.
12 minutes until it opens.
Okay. Well, can we talk about collaborating with friends?
Let's do that.
Sure, yeah. No, I've been incredibly lucky to collaborate with the people that I have been. And it's
that wink looks suspicious.
No. no suspiciousness, no deviousness at all. I actually do feel very fortunate to not even just with producing, but also with DPing as well. I feel like I've gotten very lucky, but also it's interesting to kind of work with people that you love so much and have interpersonal relationships with outside of production time and learning how to walk that fine line of, okay, you're my best friend, but also we need to get things done. And also we need to have this level of respect for how we both operate and work.
And we maybe need to have difficult conversations if something goes wrong, something gets broken, someone, whatever.
It can be really hard, but I think the way you navigate those conversations really says a lot about you and the other person. Because if you're able to have those difficult conversations and properly address things and still come out of it being like, okay, I still love you though. Like this issue that we're facing or anything problematic that may be happening does not directly reflect on us as like a duo or as a group or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you're able to do that, I think that takes a lot of mental strength.
How do you identify the right projects and the right people to work with?
That is a very you ask all the good questions there, both of you. This is what research and preparation looks like, guys.
Shout out to Georgia for that.
No,
150%.
Y'all.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a good one. I think with most of the experience that I have had so far, it's really been in the context of working with friends, and I feel like I've only really started working outside of a UBC context within these last 4 months. So I feel like I'm still trying to find a rhythm and a pattern to seek out what's right for me. But I think in the past, with what I do have experience with, is knowing that the person that I'm working with, that we're able to separate a working relationship and a friendship. But I think with projects, it has to be something that, a lot of the stories that I've been a part of have had some sort of personal tie to the people that they've been working with. And if I can see the real passion there, I think that draws me to it.
Yeah.
And I think if someone is very eager to tell a story that speaks to them and is just really checks the boxes for them in terms of creative satisfaction, that makes me want to help you, if it's something that you love and are in love with, let me help you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the films that I've produced kind of have they're all very different from each other. They're all very they all kind of have a different tone to them, and I think each one, if they are also able to speak for themselves as well,
the people or the films?
The films.
Yeah.
If it can speak on behalf of the director, but then also speak for itself. I don't know if that really makes sense, but yeah, I think if it just has its own strong identity, I think that really draws me to it as well. That's how I felt about Chrome as well. It felt very specific for what it was. And I was like, yeah, I like
Josh
that.
does that well.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like you can glean that from the script, or is it in conversations with the director and being reached out to and kind of verbalizing the project?
I think it really comes through the verbalizing of the project. 'Cause I think you can really, there's a lot of different things you can pick up on your own from a script, and I think there's things that you could pick up on that maybe the director didn't even intend for you to pick up on, just based on how you perceive something. But I think if you're able to sit down and have a thorough conversation with someone about their intentions and what they're hoping to achieve from the project, then that helps me really understand where they're coming from. But yeah, also anything with a little romance. I love that.
Love a little romance. Love a little spice.
Exactly.
Wow. Perhaps this is a good time to take a break, and then we'll come back and talk about projects. And
we're going to take a quick break.
And
we'll be back.
Welcome back. You're listening to CiTR 101.9 FM Vancouver. I'm Georgia.
And I'm Hana.
And you're listening to Film Picnic. We're here with Stella Merkel, producing extraordinaire.
Hey. We're just going to jump right in.
Do it.
Your most recent project was a MAM project, Mighty Asian Movie Making Competition.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Okay. So this was actually the first year that I'd ever really been involved with MAM. I'd heard about it last year for the first time, and then was introduced to it again this year when Nushi Sharma, shout out Nushi, I love you Nushi if you're listening.
I met my boyfriend through Nushi. I would say through Nushi, because it was
absolutely
a boy.
Through a boy, absolutely.
Oh yeah, that was the one that played at POV when we were there.
This was 2 years
Year
ago.
before.
Yeah, year before. But it was Nishi's first film.
Oh, was it The Lighthouse? I'm so sorry. Now I'm thinking about things. So sorry. Now I'm thinking about things.
So that's the thing that I was saying before with Small Worlds and all that. Like, it's all interconnected because of Nishi. It's like that was an introduction to. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Wow.
And then Nishi and I were just talking one day, and she was talking about wanting to submit a pitch for Ma'am just to kind of like, again, throw her hat in the ring, and then she did and made it to the top 8 finalists, and then
Hey.
Of course she did.
of
Not
course
surprised.
she did, yes. And we were actually just like sitting on my back porch, just like, she was just over at my place and we were catching up, and she just was like, I got Ma'am. And I'm like, oh shit. And then she just very naturally was like, do you want to produce it? And I said, yes, lovely lady. I
Heck
would
to
love
the
to
yes.
produce.
Yeah.
Heck, like there was without a second thought, I was like, I'm absolutely doing this with you and for you, of course. And then from there, I mean, Ma'am is a specific situation where you have like a month to really do everything, to like put out your casting call, cast, locations, shoot.
So much.
I know, and I think
I feel like I'm still burnt out from 4th year.
I know. It was definitely like a big undertaking to kind of like, because they do give you some money by being a finalist. However, you kind of have to fill in the blanks in other ways.
Less than 1,000 or like
It was 1,000, yeah. They give you for the 10-minute shorts.
Cha-ching.
That's actually, yeah,
Thanks,
that's
baby.
helpful.
It is helpful
It
for
pays
sure.
for food.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it was super helpful. And then yeah, actually, as we're recording this, the film is due today. So we shot it last weekend, and we already had to edit it and submit it today, which is like
That's
well,
wild because I'm still not done editing my thesis.
Exactly. So it's a very tight turnaround. So I think having such limited parameters, it can definitely be very stressful. However, it's all about time management and stress management.
Can I ask a money question?
Sure.
Was it volunteer basis for crew? Was it paid?
It was volunteer. Yeah.
How much? Because you did like a crowdfunding as well. How much were you able to raise through that?
We raised just over $400 for that, which was very helpful for like basically covered our locations and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you end up shooting at that elevator?
Oh, that was for something separate, but I think
Oh.
they did. Yes.
Oh, really?
They
Okay.
did. Yeah.
They got something.
I think so. Yeah.
Awesome. It's
they
a great
did.
elevator. I just don't have access to the building manager.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like now you've got, Ma'am under your belt. You have Chrome as well.
Which
Can we
got
talk
into a
about Chrome?
Cannes Indie Shorts Award
Yes.
or nomination. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so we did our festival submissions, and we were a finalist at the NYU Sports Film Festival, and then we were
Ethan was in
Also,
Chrome.
major
Can
shouts
we
to
just
Ethan.
shout
Yeah.
out Ethan? Yeah, Ethan was the star,
Yes,
co-star.
very much. And then we were a semi-finalist for the Cannes Indie Shorts Festival, and we basically being a and being a semi-finalist essentially means that we were included in an online showcase. So we didn't have like an in-person screening, but you could still buy like tickets to like an online forum, and
That's
you could
awesome.
watch Chrome online.
Still
which was-
Can associated.
Yeah.
technically yes. So that was really cool. And
Put
we're
that
just
on the IMDb.
Go Josh.
exactly. So now we're just looking to hear back from some other places. Yeah. That's it's just it's playing the waiting game. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was that your first? Yeah, that was your first experience producing properly, was it?
That was like, yeah, so that same year, that was like my first like official credit, and then also for Emmy's film Motherhood, a one-man conceptual experimentation.
Honestly, also phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean that movie is literally like, I feel like also a baby of mine. Like I just
That is
yeah.
an abstract piece of art.
Absolutely.
Picasso, who?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Genuinely.
Shouts to Evan Q, who starred in that film, who was my
Played a
cinema
pregnant,
studies.
not a pregnant man. A man pretending to be pregnant.
Yes.
We had
Non-problematically.
we had lots of cinema studies classes together. We were in a seminar where we watched There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis, and they had to give like a kind of like a little presentation on it, like write a paper and present it to the class. They did the entire thing dressed like Daniel Day-Lewis and delivered it in character.
Wow.
And it was phenomenal. And it
That's
was amazing.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
And-
Shout out Evan.
Yeah, shouts to Evan for real.
But yes, Chrome was like my first like official credit, and then for Motherhood I was like also did some
You were a
producing
producer,
component.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Like it was like my main role was DP, but I also stepped in as producer to there was we had a support as well, but
Spread like butter. I don't know why I said
Yeah.
that, but you know what I mean.
yeah, it was a great experience
Yeah.
though. It was a lot of fun, but we definitely had like people outside the program stepping in to help in for producing components, but I definitely did for that as well.
Yeah. You talk. I'm going to restart that. My brain.
Mama.
You also, I think we've had the privilege of, the cohort in the program that we've been in being very like centered around wellness and taking care of each other and, doing all of that kind of stuff on set. What do you feel is the most important part of your role as a producer to maintain the well-being of other students on set? Whether that's, I know you just worked with a kid on the MAM set.
Yes.
Or just like late nights or whatever else. What do you value most?
I mean, I think film as a whole can be very exhausting medically. What am I saying?
Crazy, guys.
Physically and mentally, it can be very tiring. And I think there's a bit of a hustle that comes with film culture as well. And I think there's like this kind of need to like rack up credits and kind of like be as available as you possibly can be to like network and meet new people and kind of like get your name out there and to like apply yourself to as many things as possible to really like, be seen as someone credible and available. But I think when I'm kind of have a hand in on a set, I think I just want to make sure that everyone is like keeping themselves in check and in the sense of like checking in with themselves and kind of like, I think just
knowing their own limits,
knowing their expectations, and also just like giving people, this is Josh has said this quite a few times, so I'm going to quote him on this, but he says like, I give you the permission to fail, essentially meaning that
I love that.
Yeah, which is I really resonated with that in the sense of like not holding people to such a high standard that they have to come into something knowing everything, and just giving people the space to ask questions and to, like no question is a stupid question. And I think giving people the time and giving people the space to do what they need to do to take care of themselves, because we all have our limits. We can all only do so much in a day. And I think just like letting it be a learning environment is really important to like not like kind of
that's
play into
the beauty of film school.
Exactly. And not to play into specific power dynamics that make people like feel stupid or like question their own like
or not feel like they can say no.
Exactly. Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Follow up? Oh, no. Continue your thought.
I just had one thought.
Please.
Because I think if you are not, I feel like there's been a lot of like content on the internet recently about like self-care and wellness, and that always like contributes to like physical self-care and mental self-care, but
and capitalism.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Lots of Instagram reels and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of it also, a thought that I had was just that a lot of that also plays into professional wellness as well. And how the hell are you gonna be a contributing member to your community and be able to take care of others if you cannot take care of yourself and contribute to a general professional wellness,
Yeah.
Bars.
Right? Because it's like, I don't know, I guess professional wellness just plays directly into, like you said, creating an environment for people to feel safe and to feel secure and to not be questioning their own worth or competency or anything like that. So that's a really long way of saying just like recentering the focus of a production for the sole purpose of obviously completing a task, but also just having fun. Because if you're not having fun, what is the damn point?
Literally,
honestly,
people first, especially when no one's getting paid to be there.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, let's just make this as an enjoyable experience as we possibly can.
Like, if I can like be a part of a production and the crew that are like being so kind to help us out can walk away from that experience like having really fond memories and just genuinely having a great time, like I've done something right. Even if like other logistical things maybe went wrong or went south, as they always,
there's no chance that they won't,
as they always do.
Yeah.
But if they can walk away saying that they had a good experience and that they learned something and felt open to asking questions and open to challenging themselves in a productive manner, then I've done my job, you know? So yeah. Period.
I love that.
A little tiny follow-up. Because you're, like at this level working on these like indie films that are very kind of micro budget, like, it's not a massive Hollywood production where, like time is, you just, like obviously money makes a difference in how things play out. But, what does on-site wellness look like in practice with a tiny micro budget? And, how do you implement those values when you're working within limited parameters? Like maybe you only have a camera for an hour or, I mean, not that specifically, but just the way that money can limit things.
Ooh, I think I feel like there's this weird thing. This is very specific, but I feel like there's this weird thing on film sets where it's like it looks bad if you like are sitting,
which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. Me, when I'm producing, I'm like, sit down.
No, I know. I think just like it sounds like really small, but also just like reminding people to like drink water and to eat. I feel like it's like that sounds so obvious, but I think it's something specific where it's
I always
like
carry like snacks around in my pocket.
Exactly.
And, like, not force feed, but you know,
but just like encouraging people to like properly nurture themselves and to like nourish yourself and all that. But I feel like just like allowing people to take breaks and also just reminding people that like even though like we are working with certain limitations and that can be very stressful, that like at the end of the day like this is not the end of the world, and like
it's never the end of the world.
The world is not going to explode if like we don't get a shot, you know what I mean? Like just kind of like lowering the stakes a bit and just kind of like I think the energy that you bring into a room and just like the attitude that you have going into it, if you are someone who is in charge in a certain way, you kind of set the tone for the day, you know what I mean? And I think your attitude and the way that you present yourself really does, people pick up on that stuff, even if you think you can kind of like
no
people pick up on it.
Producer, directors, they set the tone.
Exactly.
AD,
they set the tone. So I think if you go into it with a state of mind that like, you know, more of a laxed attitude, I think other people are gonna pick that up from you and know that like this isn't be all end all. But if you go into it like guns a blazing, I think people are just gonna be tense and kind of on edge. So if you can be personable and just keep the show running, I think people will kind of like be able to take a breather and just be like, okay, everything's gonna be fine.
Can I add to that?
Please.
I think well, it is the job, I feel like, of the producer to be like a duck with their feet paddling under the water and then just seem super like everything's okay, because there could be a massive fire, not literally, but like camera's not working, something's going wrong. Only the people, I think, in this kind of like small environment, only the people that need to know really should know, because if everybody knows that something's going wrong, then everybody's gonna be up in arms and freaked out. So you kind of just have to be like, no, yeah, we're all good, everything's good, and just like talk to the certain people. Like even sometimes the director does not need to know that there's a technical problem. Don't involve them until they like need to know. Right?
Yeah, a little white lie here and there will not hurt anyone if it's to keep the general sanity and flow of a production going.
Yes, fully.
Yeah.
We could talk for so long.
The last thing I want to, unless you had something.
Well, I just wanted to tell you that as I was doing research, you were described as incredibly fun, talented, and down to earth.
So true.
And I think that's amazing that people can glean that from you while you're in a high stress job. It's not a question. I guess it's just a compliment. Like,
no, fully.
You are the duck.
Fully.
You are the duck.
You are the duck. You are the swan, in fact.
Oh,
yeah.
I will be a duck or a swan. I'll take either of those things. Thank you. That's so sweet.
This is for Stella. I want you to tell little Stella, who started at the film program, you know, anything that you want them to know or wish you could tell them when they started. And also,
so sweet.
like, what's one question you have for Stella, who's just finished her program at UCLA?
Wow, that feels like a very...
This is a time capsule moment.
No, it is. And
that's beautiful. That's great.
It does, yeah. It feels very full circle even to just be sitting in this room with you, like with everyone here, like as a graduate of this school as well. It's just like, it feels I can't even describe the feeling, but it's just very...
I'm crying.
I know. What would I say? Some words of wisdom I would give to my younger self. I think my younger self was someone who lived with a lot of self-doubt and was just very pessimistic a lot of the time. So I feel like I would want to tell myself that it was very important that I didn't give up on myself and was just like, you know, really applied myself when I could, you know, and listen to the people around me listen to the people who love and support you. That's what I would say. Like, there's people in your corner for a reason. And I think, guys, you can't, I'm a very sappy person. I will say that. Very corny,
and
very,
I love that about
all
you.
of those things. Very sentimental. But I would just say, and it sounds cheesy, but I would tell my younger self just to like keep pushing. No matter how bleak things may feel, just keep pushing, because it is worth it. And I think you owe it to yourself to give yourself a chance. Is what I would say to little Stella.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Period.
And then,
bars, as Aiden would say.
Exactly.
Yes, diva.
Yes, diva. And then to post-masters me, I'm trying to think of something I would ask myself, but maybe first, are you happy? And second, did you meet Lisa Vanderpump? That's what I would ask her.
Manifest that.
Manifest meeting
I see
Lisa
that for
Vanderpump.
you.
I really hope so.
How many times a week does Lisa come over to
and
your
then
house to hang
you
out?
start producing for Lisa.
That would be insane. That would actually be Bravo TV. Hit me up.
Literally.
But I think, I think for my future self, Bill Hader too. That'd be a cool person to meet.
Oh yeah.
Have we not talked about this? I don't know. Okay.
I love Bill Hader.
You gotta talk about that later.
Oh my god.
But I think for my future self, if I can just be, I think in my interview for the program, I said something like, if I can be working on like dark comedy is kind of what I love the most, but if I can be working on anything that helps people make the unbearable bearable, then I've done what I've needed to do, you know? And I just hope that I'm working on things that like can kind of take the challenges of life and address it in a way that's funny, because that's kind of how I deal with things. So
I love that.
yeah, so
beautiful.
I hope that you are working on things that are funny but also kind of dark but also kind of awesome.
Do you know what? I can say confidently that you will be.
Oh,
That you are.
You're watching this from your office at Bravo.
Yeah.
imagine.
We don't have a basket, but
Oh,
I have something for you. Just
No,
give us a second. Give me a second.
shut up. Really?
Well, I
Ba-da-da-da-da.
No.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Hana comes in with a labubu.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not what it is. That was on the idea list.
No way.
How do we get a Labubu on such short notice? Also, they're kind of expensive.
A Chewy's themed labubu.
Chewy's Labubu. That.
Oh my
was
God.
Crazy.
What's in the basket?
No, wait. Okay, so
No.
this is like normally we put something in the basket
Oh,
and then we like take it out and
stop.
it's like part of the shtick.
But I did not bring the basket
no,
today.
The basket was on a special vacation. She's she's taking time for herself.
Yes.
Self-care.
Self-care, as we like
She's
to talk about
self-caring
here.
this morning.
Yes. Okay. So we have 3 things.
Shut up, dude. This
Can you
is
hold the mic
Yeah,
for me?
please.
First thing, you're going to UCLA.
UCLA.
I know you have a lot, but we just thought you needed another little
Oh no!
It is Burberry, but it's also gingham, so think film picnic when you look at its little
Yes.
bow.
Oh my God, because it has a little stop. Look at
Yeah.
this.
And it holds on to things.
Like a Labubu.
Like a labubu. Oh my God.
Second of that's your version of a labubu.
Stop.
Second of all, you know, you're going to Canada. I mean, you're going to America and you're going to need a snack, but you're also going to need to remember Canada. And so we thought that you might want to just hold on to some Canadian money
Oh my God, little
in the form of chocolate coins.
That is hilarious. When I feel disconnected from home,
Yeah,
I'll
some
just look at
loonies,
these.
Just
some
eat a loonie
toonies.
and eat a toonie.
That's hilarious. Thank you.
Beautiful.
And then last but not least,
I feel spoiled right
we
now.
want you to be able to manifest everything that you want. And we also know you love a journal.
Oh
So we got you a little pocket.
no way!
Stella Merkel.
Oh
little
my
notebook for
God.
you.
Stella wears silver,
and I want
guys.
you to keep track of all of the amazing things that you're doing. Even if you're just writing something that you're grateful for or
Oh
whatever.
my God!
That's from Film Picnic.
That's
We love you, Stella.
I love you
You're gonna do
guys.
this. I'm so excited for you.
I
It's gonna
have
be amazing.
wanted to be sitting in this room with you guys like since this started. So like I'm just so happy to have been here. This is so awesome.
We did it.
We
And-
did it, Joe. Sorry.
We
did it,
Joe. We did it. And like I love you both as individuals,
Oh.
but also as a duo. And I think you guys do great work here. And I'm
Thank
just
you.
happy to be added into this collection of into this archive. So that
Oh, not me getting it. I just wanted to be
Side-eyed Georgia.
I felt like I interrupted something there, but I feel so spoiled and so lucky to have been here today and just to like give me a place to like ramble about my
We love
incoherent
Do.
train
Please
of thought.
do ramble.
Yeah, no, and
You
just-
have wisdom.
thanks,
Mhm.
man. I appreciate that, and I hope that anything I said can like maybe help people, like at least people that are maybe scared to put themselves out there. Just know that like you need to take a chance on yourself because
Mhm.
you never know what
You
can
never
happen. You know,
know.
you could be moving somewhere else if you do take that chance. So
Yeah.
you never know.
Young film students, be
aspirational.
hungry,
Be
apply to
hung-
things.
yes, and be authentic, which
Yeah.
sounds again really basic and but that's all I have to say.
Yeah. What a beautiful note to end on.
Yeah, listeners, thank you so much for tuning in for this
Thank you.
episode of Film Picnic. Stella, we love you. It's
I
been a
love you
joy to have
guys.
you.
Check us out at FLM Picnic on Instagram. You can find our episodes on Spotify. You can find our episodes on the CiTR website.
Just look up Film Picnic.
Just look up Film Picnic.
Anything you want to shout, Stella? Stella's Instagram.
Oh, yes, just Stella Merkel, just that first name, last name. Hana, which is Nashi's Ma'am film, I think will be out by the time that this is airing. Her film is screening at Vancouver Playhouse August 30th.
Beautiful.
You can buy tickets online. Yeah, that's something to keep an eye out for, but very excited to share it with everyone.
Yay!
We will see you in our next episode as we continue to explore the Canadian film industry through meaningful conversation, one picnic at a time.
Oh, that was so cool.